Hello and welcome to my channel today, Boo Snakes and More. Today we're going to be talking about the DCU. So please like this video and subscribe to the channel. And for more videos like this, watch my other house channel, A&A Snakes and Stuff, my youngest son's channel, Henry's Toys and Games, or my oldest son's channel, Little Chris 10, outside video. According to new quotes from DC Studios head James Gunn, Superman 2 will be the first time a villain will act as the hero in a DCU movie. The upcoming Superman sequel, known as Man of Tomorrow, will see David Coswatt's Man of Steel forced to team up with the evil Lex Luthor, played by Nicholas Hoult, to take on what Gunn describes as a greater threat. This means Hoult's maniacal mega genius will play the opposite side of the coin from where fans traditionally see the character on screen, as he allies himself with the heroes of the DCU for once, instead of actively seeking to take them down. Gunn detailed the character's heroic role in Superman 2 during a recent appearance on the Howard Stern show, revealing it's a story about Lex Luthor and Superman having to work together. He went on to say that the 2027 blockbuster will be as much a Lex movie as it is a Superman one. This marks the first time Superman and Lex have teamed up on the big screen in live action. Clayface is another DCU movie on James Gunn's slate, centered around a villain. However, while Matt Hagen will be the movie's protagonist, it seems that he will not be a heroic figure like Lex is being positioned to be. While this is a first for the DCU, Man of Tomorrow is the latest in a long line of superhero films in which a villain is the hero. Every DC and Marvel movie where their villain is the hero. Catwoman. Technically the first DC movie to feature a villain as its main character is the OFT maligned Catwoman. The 2004 Halle Berry led DC Vulture followed artist Patrice Phillips as she takes on the leather-clad auto-eager Catwoman, dubbed one of the worst reviewed comic book movies of all time, sitting at a meager 8% on Rotten Tomatoes. Catwoman saw the technical Batman villain taking down a criminal cosmetics empire that she has been working within. Suicide Squad. When DC returned to the ideal of a villain taking the spotlight in one of its big screen affairs, the iconic comic book brand did so with an entire team of lovable rogues. Suicide Squad came to theaters on August 6, 2016, from the End of Watch director David Aller, led by Margaret Robbie as the criminally insane Harley Quinn and Will Smith as the sharpshooting Deadshot. Suicide Squad centered on a team of DC villains forced together to do the government's bidding by the devious Amanda Waller. Avengers Infinity War. Some would argue that the Avengers are the main characters of Avengers Infinity War, but that is not necessarily the case. The iconic comic book team up focused mainly on its central villain Thanos, with many seeing the Mad Titan as the main character of the 2018 epic. Infinity War marked the first part of the Russo brothers' massive Infinity Saga, capping Avengers dually following Thanos as he collected the Infinity diligently following Thanos as he collected the Infinity Stones and ultimately snapped half the universe out of existence. Venom. Why Sony's ill-fated Spider-Man universe did not produce the most acclaimed movies in the comic book genre, it did manage to bring some of the Marvel Comics' biggest and baddest villains to the big screen in a way unlike ever before. 2018's Venom's started it all for the franchise, introducing audiences to Tom Hardy's Eddie Brock, a fledgling San Francisco journalist who becomes attached to an alien symbionte and takes on an alter ego as the ruthless Venom. Joker. In 2019, director Todd Phillips brought the idea of a villain-led comic book movie all the way to the Oscars with his take on the Batman Big Bad Joker. Joker recounted the origins of the clown prince of crime as he went from a mentally unstable Gotham City resident to the iconic DC Comics villain fans know and love. Star Jacqueline Phoenix led the movie as Arthur Fleck slash the Joker, eventually going on to win Best Actor for his portrayal as Batman's most formidable foe at the 92nd Academy Awards. Birds of Prey. After winning people over despite the overall quality of the movie, with her take on Harley Quinn and Suicide Squad, Warner Bros. Gave Margaret Robbie's DC villain her own big screen adventure in 2020's Birds of Prey, aka Birds of Prey and the Fabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. Birds of Prey told the tale of Harley Quinn after she had broken up with the Joker, assembling a team of female supervillains to take on the criminal crime boss Black Mass, played by Star Wars actor Ewan McGregor. The Suicide Squad. Margaret Robbie's tentative leading DC's villain-focused affairs did not end after Birds of Prey. The Academy Award-nominated actress reprised her Harley Quinn role in James Gunn's The Suicide Squad in 2021. The Suicide Squad sequel saw Task Force X deployed on a dangerous new mission to eradicate all traces of the giant alien starfish Starro the Conqueror on the South American island of Contra Maltese. Venom, Let There Be Carnage. After the first Venom made over $1 billion at the global box office, Sony Pictures quickly dipped back into the symbiotic swamp with the release of Venom, Let There Be Carnage in October 2021. The Sony Spider-Man Universe sequel once again spotlighted iconic comic villain Venom, played by Tom Hardy, this time as he grappled with the emergence of another symbiote feud, Big Bad Carnage. Malibus. Before appearing on the big screen in Malibus, the blood-sucking comic book character was known as one of Spider-Man's most dangerous villains. However, he got thrust to central stage as the hero of his own movie in the 2022 Sony Spider-Man Universe blockbuster. The film focused on Jared Leto as Michael Morbius, a scientist suffering from a rare blood disease, who, in looking for a cure to his affliction, becomes a vampire himself. Black Adam. In October 2022, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson promised fans he would change the hierarchy of the DC Universe by releasing his villain-focused Black Adam movie. Why that did not happen, at least in the way Johnson expected, it did bring one of DC's most popular big bads to the cinema for the first time. Black Adam tells the tale of the super-powered Metro-human Truth Adam, an ancient being granted the power of a god, similar to Shazam. During the film, he actively fought the Autoless Justice Society, clearly showing that he is not your traditional superhero. Joker 4 Deluxe. In fall 2024, Warner Bros. Returned to the world of Todd Phillips' Joker, dubbed the first Elseworld story released at the time. Newly introduced DC Studios umbrella. Joker for a Deluxe features Jacqueline Phoenix, Arthur Fleck once again. as he was admitted to the Arkham State Hospital and became infatuated with fellow inmate Harley Lee Quinzel, played by Lady Gaga. The Joker sequel, while still being a dark and gritty villain-focused story, did not resonate anywhere near as well as the first film, earning a dismal 31% on Rotten Tomatoes. Venom: The Last Dance. Sony Pictures closed out its Venom trilogy in October 2024 with the Kelly Marcia directed Venom: The Last Dance. The third film in the Venom saga saw Tom Hardy's Eddie Brock and his symbiotic alter ego Venom pursued by dangerous forces from Earth. In other words, the movie concluded with a tease of the next potentially big bad for Venom and Eddie to take on the terrifying Keen, but it seems unlikely at this point that story will ever be explored on screen. Cavian, the most recently released villain-focused superhero movie, was Sony Pictures' Cavian, starring Avengers Age of Ultron actor Aaron Tyler Johnson as the titular Cavian the Hunter. The Sony Spider-Man universe epic put Spider-Man villain Cavian in the driver's seat as he took on other iconic foes of Marvel's Wallcrawler like Chameleon and Rhino. Cavian concluded Sony's Spider-Man universe films, making the studio's end to villain-focused fare, at least for now. Other